Hello traders, today I'm going to show you the results of our top gainers trading plan. At the moment we have taken 61 trades. I want to take 100 trades before we finalize this plan and say just how profitable it is or if it's unprofitable and what we may need to change. The trading plan I'm talking about is right here. These are the basic test parameters. There's a lot more to this plan than I can show right here in this video, and what's hidden here behind black is what I may do if when we get to the end of this trading plan or forward testing, if this trading plan is unprofitable. This is the change I'll make. Of course, I don't want to show that now because what if this plan is profitable? I don't want anybody, changing things up in the middle of testing if someone is trying to kind of do the same thing I am. But anyway, these are all of the results so far. I know there's a lot to look at here. I'll just try to highlight what is important. And basically, we have taken 61 trades. So if we look in this column here, this just tells us how many trades that we've taken. And we're down to 61. We took 3 trades today as I'm recording this video on MOGU. We won the 3rd trade, lost the first 2 trades. But so far, now this plan was quite profitable for a long time. And then, the market changes. We also made a few error trades, and I'll explain those a little bit as we go on. But this plan was quite profitable. Let's take a look at the P&L curve. So you can see here we started at $0, of course. We had a little drawdown. This tracks every single trade, not just the trading day. We got all the way up to over $54. At one point, that was probably 30 trades in or so. And now we're up to trade 61, and you can see we've been in quite a bit of a drawdown. And most of this is to no fault of my own. It's just the way the market has been aligning with our trading plan. And this trading plan is purposefully simple. It doesn't have a lot of requirements, but they're very specific. The requirements that are required to take a trade, they're very specific. They're very easy to follow, and that's kind of the strong suit of the trading plan. Easy to follow, and it's easy to maintain trader discipline, and there's not a lot of uncertainty about what you should do and what you shouldn't do. So that's the beauty of it. The downside could be that you might suffer some drawdowns from time to time. We won't know until we finish this thing and take all 100 trades. So some other useful statistics on average. So we're just trading with $100 per trade, and that is important because we want to trade this with real money, but we don't want to risk so much that what if this thing ends up being unprofitable after 100 trades? Why did we lose all that money just to find out it was unprofitable? So right now we're trading with just $100 per trade. Our average risk per trade is $385, and we are down now about $27. So nothing catastrophic, nothing we can't come back from in probably 2 or 3 trades. That's really all we need to get it back, because every time we take a trade, our reward is 3 times our risk. So if our risk is $4, we could easily make this back in a couple of trades. Of course, we'd have to win 2 trades in a row to make it back, but just an example. And we're also tracking the profit targets. So the 3R profit target is what I've found to be most profitable in the past in other trading plans that I've tested. The 2R profit always ended up break even, or maybe just 1R after 100 trades, something like that. But I was also very curious to track these other profit targets, 4R all the way up to 10R, because of course you're not going to win as many trades taking these higher profit targets, but you don't need to win as many. For example, with the 2R profit target, the break-even win rate is 33%. So that means that if you win 7 out of 10 trades, you could be profitable. And with the 3R, or slightly more than that, with the 3R profit target, 25% is break even. So if you win 1 out of 4 trades, you could be break even or slightly profitable. Anything above that is profitable. And those win rates, the required win rate to be profitable, just goes down as you go up this list with different profit targets. But what we found so far, most of the time, the 3R profit target has been in the lead. And I think it still is if we go to the idealized results, and I'll explain that as well. But right now, basically 2R and 3R are neck and neck. But for the vast majority of the time we've been testing this, 3R has been outperforming 2R by a great deal. It just so happens now to 2R to be kind of catching up to 3R, and net right now is beating it slightly. But I expect 3R to come out on top once this thing is all said and done, but we'll see. We'll find out. And notice the results for 4R, 5R, 6R, 7R, 8R, 9R, and 10R. looking pretty bleak there. So anyway, let's keep moving. The other stuff that I'm keeping track of, which I think is very helpful and very important, it kind of gives me an idea of what to expect when I trade every day. When you learn price action, you think that it gives you the ability to predict what's going to happen in the future, or at least with some certainty. And you hear people say, well, if you take this entry, it has a 75% chance of working out, or if you take this entry, it has a 90% chance of working out. And I think people are just pulling those numbers out of thin air, and they really don't know, because the only way you can know how often a setup works out is if you track your statistics and you collect a bunch of statistics. So you need to take 100 trades or more. So after 61 trades, I know that every day that I go into the market, my win rate is only 23%. So that's just under break even right now. But it was well over that for a long time. So we'll see if we can get back to that. Entry number 1, 20%, and entry number 2, the same. Entry number 3 has a 31% chance of working out, which is quite profitable when you consider the break-even win rate is 25%. And the probability of a one-and-done day, 20%, 2-in-1 day, 16%, a 3-in-1 day, 20%, and a max loss day is the highest at 40%. So right now I have to expect that the chances are I'm going to have a max loss day when I trade this trading plan. That's just the way it is. There's no, well, maybe I should change this or that or the other. No, I need to collect 100 trades worth of data before I know the real statistics behind this trading plan. This is just what we have so far. This is going to change before we finish, and we won't know till we get to that 100 trades. Once you get to 100 trades, you can continue doing this up to 1,000 trades, and the numbers shouldn't change that much. And that's just the way probability and statistics work. If you do the exact same thing every single time and you do it for 100 times in a row, you should have a very close idea of what the probability of it happening the same way for the next 1,000 times. So that's what we're doing here, applying probability and statistics. So really quickly, let's look at the top gainers idealized results, and you'll see that the spreadsheet is very similar. It just removes a few trades that were taken in error. So these trades would not be taken had I either followed the plan correctly, so either I inadvertently broke the trading plan, or there was some mistake I made, just that, or something didn't exist in the plan at the moment. And I'm very, very cautious about changing the plan during the testing phase. I would say, you'll have to see the plans. I post them on my Patreon to see the exact details of what I changed, but very minimal changes. There are no fundamental changes to this trading plan since I started trading it. And that's really important. When you start to test a trading plan, you really need to stick with it for the 100 trades. If you say, well, I've taken 10 trades and it's not profitable, let me try a different entry or a different strategy and continue to track that on the spreadsheet you already started, the results of that are going to be absolutely meaningless because you haven't been doing the same thing for 100 trades. So basically, we're always doing the exact same thing, but then there's been a couple of times where I made inadvertent errors, and that's why these are grayed out. All of these statistics are included on this spreadsheet, but on the top gainers idealized, they're removed. So this is basically what happens if I would have traded the plan perfectly. And there's only a few trades that are missing here. So instead of 61 trades, we have 54 trades, and the results are not shockingly different. They're just a little bit different. We're actually profitable on this plan, but really just barely at just under $5. And you can see our profit targets are actually showing that we're unprofitable. So that means that we had a few disproportionate winners, and that's why we're still profitable P&L wise. But looking basically break even with our 3-hour profit target. And our win rate here is still sub-profitable. Break even is 25%. Just below that there, the entry number 1 is profitable, and so is entry number 3 on these idealized results. It's entry number 2 that's holding us back here, and you can see our P&L curve, just kind of, I was going to say looks Gaussian if you smooth it out, but I know no one's going to know what that means, so it doesn't matter. But anyway, we're just popping up here just above profitable at this point, and the account growth, is in the positive on this one. Probability of one and done day, 26%. 13% for a 2-in-1 day, and 17% for a 3-in-1 day, and 43% for a max loss day. So still looking like that's the most likely outcome, even with the idealized results. So you might think, wow, this is all a waste of time. It's proving to be unprofitable. And to me, even if we get to 100 trades and find out it is unprofitable, it's absolutely not a waste of time, because the beauty of this plan is its simplicity. And boy, wouldn't you like to have a simple plan that's profitable? Well, how are you going to find that out? You have to develop the plan and then test the plan. So if we find out it's unprofitable, then we can make a change here or there to make the requirements for entry a little bit stricter, assuming that increases the probability of the trade working out. Again, you don't really know that until you test it with 100 trades or more. We tested a small cap trading plan not that long ago, and that thing had a ton of criteria required to take a trade, and all of the criteria was based on kind of fundamental trading setup knowledge that is shared by what I consider to be respectable traders, not just random people on YouTube. And even with that strict criteria, the win rate was quite low. We did end up profitable by 15 times our risk at the end of 100 trades, which really didn't seem like that much at the time. But when you consider the results of this very simple plan, it's pretty decent. So anyway, hopefully the message is getting across here, is that you need to go into every single trade with a plan, and then you have to track the results of taking those trades off of that plan. And only after you've taken 100 trades will you know if what you're doing is profitable. If you're not comfortable risking any money whatsoever, like you hear we're down $27, that may make you feel uncomfortable, even if you're especially if you're a new trader. Just trade one single share and track the profit targets as I am right here. These just simply mean multiples of your risk. So if you're risking $1 on the trade, or let's just look for an easy example here. This one has a risk of $2.80. So a 2-hour profit target would mean that we would make twice that amount. So it'd be $5.60. And then the 3-hour profit target would be another $2.80 above that. I'm forcing myself to do some math. I think $8.40 sounds right, but just double check that. That'd be our profit on that for 3 hours. So that just gives you an idea of what we're tracking here. So you don't need to take the actual risk. You can just track the profit target. And that's what we did with the small cap test. And after 100 trades, it only cost us about $5. So anyway, that's everything. I think I've gone over everything important. Let me know if you have any questions. Leave them down in the comment section below. Hit the like button if this was helpful to you. And subscribe if you haven't done so already. As always, go into every single trade with a plan. Stick to that plan no matter what. Always take your stop losses, honor your profit targets, and in the long run, you should be green. Take care.